111. 100 years later, Sadie has arrived at lesson 111, and hopefully you have too in consecutive order. Don't do as I do as I say, do one a day. All right, so I'm back in the swing of things for now. Just, every time I turn around, things are getting a little crazy, but I just roll with the punches as the sun literally just left. Did you see the sun leave? It just left. All right, so lesson 111 is a review. Miracles are seen in light, and the other one was miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. So I really do appreciate being reminded to see in light as opposed to seeing in darkness. It's like you always have like two choices: to see with the Holy Spirit or see with the ego, to see in light or see in darkness, to see the good or the bad, to see the positive or the negative. Like you can put different terms on it, but there's basically just two different lenses that we can look through. So either your holy lens or your ego lens. So anyways, miracles are seen in light. I cannot see in darkness. Duh. Let the light of holiness and truth light up my mind and let me see the innocence within. So if we're looking through the Holy Spirit's eyes, then, we're seeing things in innocence, which allows us to forgive, because we're seeing the light in people. Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. So if we're looking at the light, that's where we get our power. If we're looking in the darkness, where society wants to keep us, by the way, when we're in the darkness, we are powerless, we are weak, we are susceptible to control, we are governed by fear, and we do what we are told. All right, so I see through strength the gift of God to me. Thank you. Thanks for the gift. My weakness is the dark his gift dispels by giving me his strength to take its place. So there you have it. Take it or leave it. Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. Tina, Jesus, let us take it a step further, because I like what Tina Jesus said today. I really do. Tina Jesus for lesson 111. All about focusing on the light. Like, you got some vision and put it on the light. And by the light, that means like all things that are good, all things that are functioning, that are working, that are beautiful. That includes art, love, community, kindness, happiness, all that's good. Look at the light. Look at the light. Focus on the light. See what is functioning. So yeah, Tina Jesus was talking then, like what's the opposite of that? Well, if you're not focusing on the light, you're focusing on the shadow. You're focusing on what's not working, what's bad, disease, violence, environmental degradation and destruction and sickness and fear and war and violence and hurt. And when we focus on the shadow, it makes us weak. It makes us not feel good. Think about how it feels when you watch the news. Don't you want to throw up afterwards? Yeah, that's the shadow. Quit looking at the shadow. Quit focusing on the shadow, and instead focus on the light. Look at the light. See the good things that are working well, and put your attention on that. Yeah, it's so basic. It's so basic. Like, what are you focusing on? Who cares? Who cares what you've been focusing on? What are you going to focus on now? Right? Focus on the light. Focus on what is good, what is working, what doesn't suck ass in your life. Focus on that. I don't know. That's about it. So anyways, pathways of light. I know they're always long. Just listen, okay? Just listen. Pathwaysoflight.org. Welcome to the reading, A Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 111, Insights. Review. Miracles are seen in light, and miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. This lesson reminds me to give time to God, to give time to the strength in my mind. This lesson reminds me to open to the truth. It encourages me to maintain this practice of opening to miracles throughout the day. It is only by opening to the light and strength in me that the truth comes into my mind. This inner wisdom is always there, waiting eagerly to be accepted into my mind. This practice of opening to the truth all through the day is the way that my false ideas are undone. It is the way that I learn to identify with the strength in me. Light and strength are one. The strength of God is always there in my mind, waiting for acceptance. Today's practice is very important practice. Accepting the light of God that we all are is very important practice. In today's review lesson, Jesus defines the practice very clearly. My willingness to follow through is what will bring me the gifts of receiving miracles all through the day. Oh, happy day. The Course uses light as an attribute of God, like peace and joy and happiness. Since God created me as an extension of Himself, and I remain as God created me, I share His light. And remembering that peace and joy and happiness are companions of God's light, if I am experiencing anything but peace and happiness, I must have cut myself off from the light and believe that I am in darkness. Thus, the world of separation is a world of darkness, a place of believing that I am separate from God's light, and therefore my own. This is why it is important for me to welcome God's light, to invite it into my mind. His light will dispel all the images that I have made to fill darkness. I see miracles when I invite the light of truth into my mind. I see miracles when I am willing to accept my true self as what I am. If I see a situation as disturbing, if I perceive someone's words or actions as an attack, I have forgotten the light. I am seeing made-up images in darkness because I made these images up. They seem very real to me. I need the light and strength of God to recognize that these images are not real. It is helpful to be reminded that strength is one with light. When I welcome God's light, I welcome His strength. In darkness, I will feel weak because darkness is the effect of believing I am separate from strength, from God. But I can reverse the situation instantly simply by being willing to accept the light and strength that are already in me as I was created by God. Today, I will be consistently mindful of what condition I am allowing in my mind. I will use any disturbance of my peace as a reminder to welcome light and strength into my mind. This is how I give myself the gift of seeing miracles all through the day. When I see with God's light, I see only innocence and wholeness and purity. Everything else is recognized as illusion. This is forgiveness. This is my salvation and the salvation of the world. Today, I will practice accepting salvation. I used to think the word light was a shade of white, or a group of angels coming out of the clouds opening up in the sky, or the room lighting up around me with glorious music. As a result, I would get frustrated with myself and the Course, thinking I wasn't doing something right, thinking all my efforts weren't working because I never saw or experienced any of those things. Today I realize that light means recognition. Recognition of who I am. Recognition of the strength in me to remember my identity and that of my brothers. Today I might recognize that I don't know where I'm going. I don't understand where I've been. But the miracle is that I'm willing to learn, to be taught by my divine guidance. The recognition of this thought gives me the strength I need to carry me until I recognize another miracle, which then doubles in strength, and on and on. This is the way I've been able to commit to the course, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how difficult it sometimes gets. One day at a time, one lesson at a time, one miracle at a time. pathwaysoflight.org. Good job, you did it, and I didn't even bribe you with any cookies because there are no cookies today. Not doing cookies during a review. Detox. Detox your cookie-eating ass. It's just time to detox. Seriously, just for 10 times, there's gonna be no cookies. I know. Just fast forward 10 lessons then. If you're only in it for the cookies, if that's all the reason you're doing it, just for the cookie, I did it all for the cookie. The cookie. The cookie. Miracles are seen in light. I love you.